And here we go. Welcome, everybody. Happy Lonely Friday night. Welcome to the one and only loneliest show on all of the internet. It is Lonely Friday, and that can mean only one thing. Happy Sam Roberts. Now we are here. So much to talk about on this as everybody's winding down their summers. You know, it can be sad, it can be happy, however you look at it. But we're going to make sure that it's lonely. And in order to do that, we've got to have our mascot. Is he here? Could it be Hot Dog?
Mascot?
Mascot.
I hope I contribute a little bit more than the title of mascot.
Mascots are very important. Very important.
Okay. I'll take it.
Okay, and you just proved. I mean, if you really think that you can you contribute more than a mascot, the fact that you took that whole conversation and you were like, okay, well, here's a brick wall. We'll just end the conversation.
No.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out what the anniversary super chat was over here, so I got distracted.
You figure, okay, all right. Well, I'm finally on camera for 5 seconds. Let me figure out what else I can do while I'm on camera. This is why, I mean, mascots are there for like 5 seconds of enthusiasm, get everybody riled up, and then they leave the heavy lifting to somebody else. I don't see how you're not a mascot.
I was doing my best Mitch McConnell impression just now.
Oh, we'll talk about Mitch McConnell. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We'll talk about Mitch McConnell tonight. Don't forget to super chat in. Every super chat will get read or acknowledged or whatever. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, because this is what we do here on Sam Roberts Now. And over the week, Hot Dog, I found myself documentary hunting. I found myself on the streaming services. It is, as we're starting to get into fall, documentaries are getting good again. And I've got to tell you, HBO Max is realizing that everybody was clowning on them. Everybody was roasting them for changing their name to Max. And they said, what if we just start dropping these fire documentaries on you? I said, okay, let's see what you got. And right now, they're kind of the reigning champion, okay? Because first, it was an easy one. I just sat back. I watched the story of what's it called? Trivia HQ Trivia, HP Trivia, HT Trivia. Remember the
Never heard of it.
You never heard of the trivia app that was like the hottest thing in the world during the pandemic and everybody was playing it?
No.
Of course you didn't. Then I watched the Telemarketers, which we'll probably get into on its own show. The Telemarketers series, it's a 3-episode series. I'll give you guys a chance to watch that before we really break it down, because today we've got to talk about BS High. BS High, doc on HBO. And I saw this poster come up. I said, oh, okay, cool. More, kind of football programming from HBO. They Hard Knocks, all this stuff. Like, they're always entertaining. I get to it when I get to it. Even as somebody that's not much of a football fan, I'll always turn on a Hard Knocks or a sports movie or a sports doc or whatever. They're always entertaining. And then I see this sign, right? I say, well, what is BS High, by the way? What is BS High? Is that and it says right here, Bishop Sycamore. I go, where do I know Bishop Sycamore from? Where do I know Bishop Sycamore? Hot Dog, do you remember where we would know Bishop Sycamore from?
Something that happened maybe a couple years ago. That was probably in the news for 2 seconds.
You remember? Do you remember?
I remember.
It was the high school football team that got so totally piece by piece blown out live on ESPN that the cyber sleuth started going crazy. And if you remember, right, you're just watching the most one-sided high school football game that you've ever seen in your life, to the point where it's dangerous. By the second half, the commentators are all acknowledging that this isn't a game that should be taking place. It's not a game that should be on TV. And while the game is on, the cyber sleuths start going nuts. And they realize, in my mind's eye, before the game was even over, word got out that Bishop Sycamore is not a high school. And this thing that we're watching, it's not a real high school football team. That's why they were so unskilled. Not only was it not a real high school football team, there was no high school called Bishop Sycamore. Some of the high school kids on the field were like 20, 21 years old, like, and they were still just getting destroyed. And like you just said a minute ago, Hot Dog, I had totally forgotten about this whole story until I started watching this doc, and it all came flooding back to me. And this was one of those stories that you just sat there going, how could this have possibly happened? I can't wait until somebody does a doc about this because it is so confusing and convoluted. And along comes Max to say, we heard you loud and clear. And not only did they give us a doc, I feel like for a doc to really hit that sweet spot, number one, the topic has to be great. Something like you said, Hot Dog, that has been in the cultural zeitgeist that maybe came and went, but fascinated all of us for a small period of time. But the second step that a lot of docs forget, you need an all-time character. Like, the reason you could do 2 Fyre Fest docs is because Hulu got Billy McFarland and Netflix got the blow you for a bottle of water guy, right? Those are your two. You need those characters in order for this to work. And boy, does BS High have one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the one and the only Roy Johnson. Roy Johnson, who is the brain behind Bishop Sycamore. This is the guy that put the team together. This is the guy who created the school that didn't exist. This is the guy who was also the head coach without a ton of football experience. There's footage of him on the sidelines with a headset on while this game is on, and these poor kids are getting kids at ACLs. Men.
These poor men.
ACLs were getting blown out. You're watching ACLs get blown out at a high school football game. So this, and as bizarre as the sort of elevator pitch one line of this story is, the further you get into it, the more absolutely nuts it is. Like this guy, Roy, they shot him the whole time and they left so much of it in this doc. Like there are so many moments where in this gentleman's head, he's like, okay, we're just having a conversation now. We haven't really started shooting yet. And it's like, oh no, this is all Final Cut. This is all
sure, keep going.
I mean, within the first minute of the thing, they film him walking into the room. They film him sitting down. See this like highly stylized doc background? They show the whole set around it. They show, like, they take all the mystique out of it because they get this guy talking to the director going like, tell me how you want me to sit because I've been studying body language. I'm a body language expert now. So you want me to sit like this? Do you want me to sit like this? Do you want me to sit like this? Already, I mean, these are the traits, generally speaking, of a liar. Like, if somebody's trying to figure out what to do with their hands to give you a certain perception, odds are they're not telling you the truth.
As soon as he sits down and says that, how do you want me to sit? The producer in the back has got to be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got something.
Yeah. He's like, here we go. And then he goes like this. Roy goes like this. I mean, tell me, he goes, how do I look? Do I look cool? And they're like, yeah, dude, you look fucking awesome. And he's like, do I look like a con artist? That's what he said. He goes, do I look like a con artist? And they go, you look great. And he goes, no. I asked a specific question. Do I look like a con artist? And it's like, what are we dealing with here?
Didn't we have dinner with the producer for this?
Yes, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and he's gonna come in and do an interview about this thing because I'm so fascinated by it. Yeah, of course we got him. I messaged him right away because at one point Roy walks off the set because, you know, here's one of the great, and I want to say that Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, was the real documentary to popularize this. But recording interviews, putting them on an iPad and giving it to the person that they're talking about for the reaction. They did, right? It's one of the great things that you can do in a documentary now. Because, you know, they go to the kids / men, sorry, that were on the team. And they're all talking about how this guy just totally screwed up their lives, just like destroyed their lives, because not only was this not a college, so there's no way that it was leading to anything, but also even if they wanted to go to a real college after, colleges were like, oh, you're involved in that weird Bishop Sycamore stuff? Yeah, we don't want you anywhere near our school. No. So like all these kids have stories of having their lives destroyed. There's, you know, evidence throughout the doc that they imply that he took out PPP loans during the pandemic in the kids' names.
No.
Which they never flat out say it, right? Because they're smart, which is why we're not flat out saying that it's true. All I'm telling you is what I saw in this doc. But they go like, yeah, there's PPP loans in all these kids' names. And then they ask the kids, did you take out a PPP loan for 20 grand? And he's like, no, I never took out a PPP loan. And they're like, yeah, well, guess what, bro? There's a record of everybody who took out PPP loans, and you're on the list. So is your teammate. So is his teammate. So,
man, they were handing those things out like anything.
Oh, they were easy.
We should have taken one.
I mean, we got a small business. It's very small.
Yeah. Yes,
margins are slim.
I got to check to see if I have any under my name. Son of a bitch.
yeah. I was taking out a ton of them under your name. Don't worry, it's for your future.
Okay.
So like, you know, he was like getting hotel rooms, but not paying the bills. But you can't kick somebody out of a hotel except like because of squatters' rights. Like they get like 3 months before they got to pay or something like that. So he was getting like extended stay hotel rooms, and then not paying the bill. And then they'd go, well, we're evicting you now. And then he'd go and he'd tell the people on the team, all right, that's the end of the season. So we're all going to leave now. You know, we're just moving out. And like the lady at the front desk would be like, you're not moving out, you're getting evicted. Like but the kids didn't know. And also the rooms were in their names. So the evictions were in their name. So, you know, he's going through all this stuff, right? And he's watching video of all these kids being like, yeah, that guy sucks. He screwed up our life. He did this, he did that. And he ends up storming off the set. He's like, I got to take a break. I got to go. And he's walking off the set. He's like, this is bullshit. This is nonsense.
Was he still mic'd up?
Of course he was still mic'd up. You know he was still mic'd up. And then that dude who we had dinner with at WrestleMania walked out in some Dior shorts, chasing him out, going like, no, fam, come back. No. It was great. It was perfect. But basically the story is that this dude, he was working with a church, and they were like, we want to get underprivileged kids ready for college, like who, for whatever reason, maybe they got thrown out of high school, maybe whatever, like they just they don't have the grades, whatever it is. We want to get like a continuance school, I guess, and have it attached to the church. And this dude is like, yeah, I'm all for that. I'll volunteer to spearhead it. And he's like, but we're going to need a football team. And the dude who's doing it with him is like, wow, I mean, yeah, maybe in like 2-3 years. Like, let's get a school, and then we'll do a football team after the school. And he like comes up with this plan to build a whole $150 million athletic facility. But it's like they have no money and no property and no nothing. So like, I don't.
Guys, like, why are you so fixated on this?
What do you keep talking about a football team? Like, we're just trying to get a school. And then the guy goes, and then I showed up, and just one day he had a bus load of kids going to an athletic spot, going like, this is our football team. And it's like, but it's not. So eventually the church, the one guy who's with him goes like, well, I'm out. Like, I'm not part of this operation anymore, because you just keep trying to build a football team. And then the church goes, yeah, whatever that guy's doing is not affiliated with us whatsoever. And then he goes, okay. And he just changes the name of the organization to Bishop Sycamore. And he goes, well, I'm starting this high school without you. Priority number 1, football team. And like all the players are like, yeah, we all thought it was weird that there were no classes. But also, we didn't want to call home and tell our parents that we had no classes, so we just kind of chilled, you know? We just did our thing. And he ends up, and it does drive me a little crazy, you know, because like people like this who do what is the impossible, right? Like, how do you get a fake high school football team on ESPN? And
could you do that? I couldn't do that.
Well, you know why? Because you're not willing to just constantly lie.
I think someone would still call me out on my bullshit. You got to be a really good liar.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's true. But you, because hot dog, because you are like cognizant of the fact that you shouldn't be lying. That's what makes liars easy to spot, because they don't want to lie, right? If somebody's a really good liar, it just means that they're like empty, right? Like there's nothing inside that is telling them this is a bad idea. They're just like, they're sociopathic. They don't care. And so he's like, I mean, look, in the first year, our team was traveling. We travel all the way to Texas. I got these kids on a plane. Who can do that? And I'm going like, you can't just pat yourself on the back for just lying all the time. Just constantly lying to everyone about everything around you. These are not accomplishments.
Well, I mean, unless you believe in the you know, what's that saying? The ends and the means and all that stuff.
The ends justifying the means, that you're
if you believe in that,
fake it till you make it.
It's impressive. Then you got a bunch of men.
It does speak more to the system, right? The fact that like you shouldn't be able to make fake high schools just to have football teams, right? Like there's but there's such an emphasis on finding people for the NFL, and the business around finding professional athletes is so big that you can get away with anything. So it's not like this all rests on this lunatic's shoulders, right? He found this place where he was able to prosper, the world of high school football. So he's like going through everything, and he ends up with his team, Bishop Sycamore, playing IMG Academy. Do you know what IMG Academy is, Hot Dog?
Never heard of it.
It's the top tier high school football program. Like, it takes the top level high school athletes and goes, come to our school. It is a real school, but we're going to be fully concentrating you on getting you ready for the NFL. And they're just like, they're a factory. They make professional football players. It's what they do. This was the team that he put his team against. Because he was like, even if they look fine, like, they don't have to win. All they have to do is play reasonably. And it'll be great on tape. It'll be awesome. But they couldn't play reasonably because they weren't a real team. Like, it's all this like, but I don't understand. Every step of this operation was like, what is step 2? They're like, no, step 3 is profit. I know step 3 is profit. What is step 2? And he's like,
Don't worry about it.
What are you talking about? Step 1, you find the football team. Step 3 is profit. What? And I'm going, yeah, I know. What's step 2?
Maybe he kind of figured that a bunch of older men, like 2021, would be able to reasonably compete against 16, 17, 15-year-olds.
Right. Like, he was thinking like, hey, look, just the age difference alone. I mean, it's grown-ass men playing, even the best high school football players. These are grown-ass men, but you don't understand. When you say the best high school football players, these are kids that are like getting ready for the NFL in 1 year less. They're going to be the top college football players.
Right.
Which
he should have taken it down a notch to like maybe facing middle schoolers.
Like
the top middle schoolers.
Yes.
You probably.
Yes.
You might lose still, but you might.
You're not going to get wrecked.
Yes.
Right? You'll probably lose. Because again, it's not a real football team. You'll probably lose, but you won't get absolutely wrecked. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't want to spoil everything about this doc, but this is it. This guy's a cultural icon. This guy, Roy Johnson, is everything. And then I think to myself, right, as I'm watching, I go like, he knows there's no spinning this in a positive way. At one point in the doc, he does claim that he's still winning because he's on HBO right now. You're like, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know, that's like saying the Iceman, you know, the serial killer. Technically, he won because he's on HBO. It's like, no, you're on HBO because they're talking about you being a serial killer. You're still in jail for being a serial killer. Like, I don't. Of course, he didn't have to go to jail.
But this guy's not in jail. So.
No, not at all. Not at all. He's walking the streets free and clear, and I think wants to just continue doing fake high school football. He's just like,
Maybe it isn't.
I'll just do that again. Why not?
Maybe it is a W for him. I mean, he's got notoriety that he didn't have before, and he's still a free man.
I would trust him. I mean, he seems cool to me.
I mean, but now like every.
But so this is what I struggle with though, as I'm watching these sometimes, and then I figured it out watching him. Right, I go, why would he do this? Like, when you know, there's no positive thing about this. Like, everybody involved, including these young people who had a dream that you said you could make come true, even though you could not make that dream come true. Everybody involved looks horrible for this, and you look the worst of all. Why would you agree to do this documentary? But then you watch and you realize that that's what it is. They just want to be able to go somewhere and talk about themselves. Like, from the very beginning, he's like, you know, there's a legend. Roy Johnson, he's kind of a legend. He's talking about himself in the third person. He's going, there's a lot of legend about Roy Johnson. And I'm sitting there watching this going, no, there is. What are you talking about? Nobody's thinking about you the way you're thinking about you. And he goes, you know, father, son, husband. And I'm like, I have no idea if he's got a family or not. But he goes, but the reality is, I see myself as Hannibal from the A-Team. I'm like, what are you talking? The captain of the A-Team.
Well, it's either this or he wouldn't be talked about at all. He would be just like a nobody, you know, just living his life.
And that's
he's got the clout.
That's his justification. That's the justification. I'd rather be infamous than a nobody. And you're like, okay, I mean, I can't. I'd so much prefer to be an absolute nobody than somebody that for the next like 2 weeks, everybody's going to be like, did you see that absolute maniac on HBO? And then forget about it anyway, right?
And he's like, that's me. That was me.
That was me. Hey, you see that HBO doc? Remember that guy that looked absolutely terrible in that documentary? That was me. Remember with the crazy eyes? Like he was having manic episodes while they were interviewing him. At one point, he looks at the camera and he goes, and he's like shaking and his eyes are getting big. Because it's almost like when he gets pinned into a corner, he just starts like trying to manifest positivity, right? And just like, if I just keep talking, everything will be fine. Which does, because they go like, how many lawsuits do you have against you? And he goes, how many did you find? And they go, well, how many do you have? And he goes, well, how many did you find? And they go, well, we found a few. And he goes, well, yeah, I mean, I have a few. And they go, we found 30. And he goes, 30? I mean, this guy he had a domestic violence charge against him, 30 lawsuits from people filing against him because he keeps skipping out on bills. It's nuts. But he goes, as like all this is coming down on him in the middle of the interview, he starts going, he goes, because you know what? After talking to you guys, I can feel the trajectory of my life is going to change significantly. The director is just going, he goes, for the better or for the worse? For the better. It's just like, all right. Okay.
If he doesn't go to jail, if he avoids going to jail,
I don't think there's any charges. I don't think we're waiting for a shoe to drop here.
I mean, PPP loans, I don't think you could do that.
They're not in his name.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you could do that.
He didn't do it. And they said, did you take out those PPP loans? He goes, no.
Okay. Case closed.
You know, he goes, no. There's one part, like the guy that he started the school with, they go, I mean, it's like, it's the same liar that you knew in 5th grade. They go like, they mention the guy's name, like whatever it is. Harold Ford Jr., whatever the guy's name is. And he goes, who's that? What? Who's that? And then he goes like this, who's Harold? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I guess I did start with him. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And like the guy that they're asking him about, they're talking to him, and he's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, we worked together on this whole, like we built this whole thing. Like, of course he's gonna pretend he doesn't know who I am. Like, yes. But yeah, they go like, did you take out PPP loans in these kids' names? And he goes, what? No, absolutely not. So I don't think he. So I guess he didn't. He says he did.
Reminds me of like a unhinged Stokely Hathaway, in a way.
It's almost like who the character is based on.
Yeah, like how he's always scheming and trying to do something.
It would be great if he Stokes just turned into like just a liar, just like he just lies. Like, we know that's not true, and he goes, "How do you know? How do you know that that's not true?" And you're just like, the eyes are getting bigger and bigger. Okay, all right, maybe it's true. I don't know. Yeah, it's he just wanted to be a GM of a football team. That's all.
I think he has not. Obviously, he hasn't learned his lesson.
No,
of, lying.
But
I
here's
don't
the
think
lesson that he's learned: good things happen to good people.
Yeah, but also in a way, like this HBO doc is rewarding him.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
And there's gonna be a lot more docs to come, because now we always have some social fucking thing happening that everyone's talking about. And behind the scenes, there's at least 10 documentaries that are cooking right now based on whatever the flavor of the week was.
And I can't wait for all of them. Every single one. They're so good.
There's going to be another one next month that we'll remember and be like, oh,
it's good.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's going to be the best. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait for the Mitch McConnell doc to drop. I can't wait to find out what's going on with Mitch McConnell, because the answers that we're getting on Mitch McConnell are crazy. Illogical answers are being given to what's happening to Mitch McConnell. We are watching a human being shut down in front of our eyes. Mitch McConnell is our Senate minority leader here in the United States of America. He's an extremely important political figure. And he was asked if he's going to run for re-election. People are curious. Now, how old is Mitch McConnell? I don't have that in my notes. I wish
81.
81 years young. Oh, Mitch McConnell. Now, remember when it used to be a thing where you'd go, at a certain age, I don't know if old folks should be able to just keep their driver's licenses. They go, well, you get behind an old person on the road. You're going through lanes. They're driving so slowly. I don't think they should be driving a car anymore. Can you imagine? Not only is it okay if they drive a car, but they can be the Senate minority leader?
They can drive the country.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think this is what our forefathers had in mind? No, people can, brains can be shutting down in front of the eyes of the American people, and those are still the human beings that should be in power. Watch Mitch McConnell out here answering the simple question, are you going to run for re-election? Not a policy question, not a crazy let me think about that. Let me put the pieces together.
Let me rack my mind on this for a second.
Are you going to run for re-election?
Okay.
Senator, you're up for election in 3 short years. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Oh. That's
He's frozen again. Somebody's got to hit him on the side.
Hey, can you hit play on your
running
screen?
for re-election in 2026?
And look where his eyes go. The eyes go up into this corner
All right,
somewhere.
I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
They go right up here every time. Because you might be thinking, you might be going oh yeah, this is such an old clip, Sam. Why are you playing this clip again? It is not an old clip. This happened a couple days ago. You're thinking of this clip.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on a path to finishing the NDA this week. It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Wait for it.
Sam, your computer froze.
No, my Senate minority leader did. There they go. There go the eyes. They're going up there. They're going up here again. Same direction. He is frozen. He's frozen in place. And yeah, look at it.
It almost looks like he goes to his happy place when he's looking up.
Right, he goes somewhere else. I think right here he knows he's about to freeze. I think there's got to be something going on where he's like, fuck. How do I get out of here? I'm about to freeze. I'm about to freeze. Somebody's saying low volume. It's not low volume. It's a man freezing. It has not
There's no one talking.
There's nobody talking. There are small mumbling sounds of a frozen man, and that's it.
Maybe you'll hear this. Senator, are you okay? Senator?
Yeah. When David
Mitch?
Blaine was in that ice cube, you didn't hear a word. You know why? Frozen. He's frozen.
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
Okay, see how he's not moving much? When he said, I'm sorry, I have a hard time hearing you, I think that's when he's like, oh no, I'm about to freeze again. Uh-oh.
Okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
He didn't, and these are very clear questions he can't hear. What are my thoughts about what? He's like, I gotta get out of here. How can I answer this quick?
Election in 2026.
Oh, that's
Did you hear that? Did you hear the sound he made? This was his body. It just stopped. It stopped working.
Cue the Microsoft shutdown sound.
Yeah, listen again. Listen. It doesn't work. It's over. And guess what? This was like August 30th, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, we have not to fear anybody. I know everybody's a little worried. Not to fear. He's getting back to his normal schedule as of right now. He's back. He's good. Everything's fine.
God bless him.
Yes, he's back to his normal schedule. Dr. Brian Monahan, Congress's attending physician, said, I have consulted with Leader McConnell and conferred with his neurology team. After evaluating yesterday's incident, I have informed Leader McConnell that he is medically cleared to continue with his schedule as planned. I would not
gaslighting us.
They're totally gaslighting us. He goes, occasional lightheadedness is not uncommon in concussion recovery and can also be expected as a result of dehydration. Number one, where did the concussion come from? Number two, why isn't he drinking more water? And number three, if this is occasional lightheadedness, I mean, I don't know what my symptoms are. Occasional lightheadedness. I can't complain about anything. He froze twice on television, and they're telling us it's occasional lightheadedness. This is what happens when you get occasionally lightheaded.
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Oh, that's
Lightheaded. He stopped working, and it's always just a little lightheaded. That's all. Are you kidding me? This is a guy. Look at this face. You know what this face is? This face is the face that you see wandering around the neighborhood at 3 o'clock in the morning in a bathrobe, confused, and you call the police. But you don't approach them because they might bite you.
I've seen that face at nursing homes a bunch of times.
Right. And that face is somebody going like, are you my grandson? And you being like, no, Ma, I'm not. No, I am not your grandson.
This is in the super chat, but Lou said, have we tried turning him off and on again?
Somebody's got to plug and unplug. Lou is right. Somebody's got to plug and unplug because this is nuts. This is crazy. This is happening twice in a very short period of time. When was this? This was, I don't have a date.
I think July.
The fact that it happened, this is the second time this summer?
Yeah.
It's the second time this summer that he's frozen? And
that's the second time that's happened in public.
Who knows? He's freezing all the time, I'll bet, at dinner. Like, you don't even bother talking to him. You know when, like relatives get so old that you don't have real conversations with them anymore? You just kind of, every conversation you have is, uh-huh. and like you don't mind repeating yourself over and over and over again, you know that when you visit grandma, you're going to hit the same 3 things that you've been hitting for the last 5 years. You'll probably hit them multiple times through dinner. Just smile, hug, kiss on the forehead, and go home.
I love you too, Grandma. Make sure you take your medicine.
That's how we're hitting our Senate Minority Leader.
Yeah, because like he's out doing these like conferences for maybe 10, 20 minutes out of the day. That's all we see of him.
That's all we see.
And he's still getting caught up in those 20 minutes.
Bro, we're in so much trouble. We got a president that falls off parked bicycles and a Senate Minority Leader who freezes every month. Every 30 days, he's good for a freeze. And we're sitting here like, hey, we're like the most important nation in the free world. Look at how great our leaders are. This one keeps falling down and this one freezes. Like, what do we...
I was at the office when the last video dropped in my like TMZ styled office space.
When the newest McConnell dropped.
Yeah, and I just got up in front of the news team. I was like, McConnell froze again.
And every person in these Washington press circles is going to show up to these places going like, and maybe if we ask him about re-election, he'll freeze again. Like trying to figure out, is there a magic word? Is there some kind of symptom? Everybody wants to ask the question that's going to freeze Mitch McConnell. Everyone.
And then Biden they asked Biden about it, who's probably not the best person to put his 2 cents on about
Biden is shouting out dead people at speeches. Like he's...
And then Biden goes like, I spoke to McConnell. He's a good friend of mine, and he's in good spirits. He's doing fine. And I'm really, you sure about that?
Because Biden knows that if we go, Mitch McConnell is falling apart and way too old to have an office that's this important. He knows damn well he's in the exact same position. He don't have a clue what's going on. He knows Mitch McConnell doesn't have a clue what's going on. Can you imagine the conversation circles? Like when Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden are on the phone together, can you imagine the third party that's listening to that for historical documentation? That's like, can I just copy and paste? Like if it's the same conversation over and over again in a loop, do I have to keep typing or can I copy and paste?
A lot of silence between the phone call. Mitch, you there? Huh? Joe?
What? Huh?
Corn Pop is a
yeah,
bad dude.
Like, this is not good. It's not good for anyone. We need to...
God bless the staffers, because the staffers are the ones that have to deal with this shit.
You mean, where is he? This lady right here? And this guy. I feel like this guy was around for the last one, too.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let's get the hand cart out here so we can wheel Mitch back to his office until he wakes up. And then and then he freezes. It's his gaslighting 101. And then he freezes, and then he goes into his office, and they thaw him out for a while. They plug and unplug. And then he comes out of the office, and they go, hey, are you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine. And we're like, what?
It's a little lightheaded is all.
Yeah, he's like... What are you talking about? This is very normal for concussion protocol. And we're like, for what? What concussion? First, what? Huh? It's like,
Do you imagine if this happens, if you got a concussion and this happened to you twice on air?
Bro, the whole satellite radio community would be going like, this is really, really bad. And this guy's got 40 years on me, 40 plus.
Good things the cameras don't work, or
I got to get.
Then you'd be really screwed.
I have to get you and Travis to be around me at all times, going like, Sam, did you hear what they asked you, Sam?
Oh, and then she tries to fucking gaslight the reporters, because right afterwards she goes, "You guys have to speak up." He
goes, you got to come with us. You got to come with us. And like by the second time, he just goes, oh, okay. And I think that's when he realized, he goes, I freeze again? Yeah. Yeah, he froze again.
Yeah, and then she gets mad at them.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Yeah, that was the problem. Come on, guys. What are you whispering? You're going to make a guy freeze up here. Wait, so he couldn't hear? If he couldn't hear, then why did he just stop reacting to anything? Because you were quiet. What?
You didn't hear any question at all. He was just waiting.
He's just been waiting for... guys, he's still waiting for a question. That's all he's been doing is waiting for a question. Huh? This is on us? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is 100% on you. Oh, it's scary, man. It's a scary time.
Like, why would you want... why would you want to spend the last couple years of your life working under the...
There's always a theme to these shows. If you go through this, there's always... Lately, that's what I've been doing. There's a theme to these shows. Why do you want to be this guy? Why do you want to be Bishop Sycamore guy who, like, everybody knows is a clown? Why do you want to be Mitch McConnell, spending the twilight of your life freezing in front of people? Why do you want to be the guy who curses out Dave Portnoy on his own show? I promise, I feel like we've been doing it a lot on Sam Roberts Now, a lot of jock riding on Barstool for content, a lot of Barstool coverage happening on Sam Roberts Now. But the fact of the matter is that, and maybe it's because he just laid off 25% of his staff, so he's like, we got to get on this content train to get everybody to stop talking about all these layoffs. But because if that is what Portnoy's doing, he's doing a great job of it, because I am far more interested in this than I am in the layoffs. God bless everybody. Hot dog. After all the years of being the #1 name in One Bite Pizza reviews, Dave Portnoy has hit on what will no doubt go down as the top Barstool Pizza review of all time. I mean, this is a movie. You talk about stuff that needs a documentary. This is an entire movie with multiple characters. Portnoy decided, since this one was controversial, to just kind of leave it full. It's almost 10 minutes long, but you see everything going on. He goes back to his hometown or his home state, I guess, of Massachusetts, outside of Boston. He goes to Somerville, Massachusetts, to a restaurant called Dragon Pizza. Now, Hot Dog, you know about the Barstool Pizza review?
Of course.
Yes, one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a thing that Portnoy does. He takes a bite of pizza, he gives a review, he gives his honest feelings, and he moves on to the next place. He's gone everywhere, but I mean, when they're huge, and when he goes to like local spots in your neighborhood, I know because he's done it in Westchester. It's like, it's a big deal. It exposes that, like, everybody goes and checks it out. Everybody from town goes and checks it out. It's a big deal.
He's a big local business guy, supporting local business.
Well, not everybody feels that way. Did you watch this one?
No, I have not.
Ooh, hot dog. So here's Dave outside of Dragon Pizza taking a bite of his slice.
Strong Parmesan. Like the Parmesan is coming right through. People, it's the neck of the woods. What's going on there? We're really holding up traffic. People don't want to go.
So we got strong
Parmesan. This is an acquired taste.
Right.
Like if you get this,
Looks
know
good.
you're gonna get hit with a left, right in the face with Parmesan. I'm not the biggest Parm guy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not the
Wow.
biggest Parm guy.
I just don't love Parm. So I'm gonna go. How do you score that? Because if you like Parm, fine. If you don't, I don't. 6.4.
Ooh.
I know it's way off.
6.4 is a very low review as far as these go.
64. He does out of 100?
No, 6.4 out of 10.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, which is the same as 64 out of 100, but 6.4.
Yeah.
Dave, right?
Yeah.
What's good, man?
What's going on?
Nice to welcome to Boston, man.
This guy, by the way, had no idea what he was walking in on and has become a legend. This guy this is not the guy that makes this the most classic Barstool Pizza review ever, but the fact that he walked in and he doesn't leave, he's become a complete legend in his own right.
So this isn't even the guy that curses him out.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I was
No.
like, that's kind of friendly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have I been at where?
Somerville.
Yeah, I used to live in Davis Square, which we're currently in.
I love that this guy walks up and it's like he just ignores that Dave is doing a video at all. He doesn't care that there's a camera guy right there. He's like, me and you are going to have this conversation right now, and I am not going anywhere.
Yeah, I spent years here.
My name is Dom of the Year.
Dom of the Year?
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Which, of course, his name is Dom of the Year, right? That's his name, Dom of the Year. Which it's like,
Find me on Instagram.
that's what he's doing.
Okay.
I actually used to work at Dragon Pizza. How do you like it?
Too much parm.
Yeah.
I feel like you saw me and you were like plotting your move, how you're gonna come up. So what does Dom of the Year mean?
Yeah, so Dom, my name is Dom.
Yup.
Man of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys not understand that? What do you
I
mean?
didn't put two and two together.
Dom of the Year. Well, his name is Dom, and he's the best man of the year, and so he's the best Dom of the year, so he's Dom of the Year. Dom of the Year. You see?
So it's like Dom of the Year. Every year I get better and better. So,
Dom of the Year
Like
every
a
year.
vintage, like Dom Perignon? No,
Dominique is
unrelated.
my name, yeah.
Right, but when you're like Dom of the Year, every
Oh, I
year
guess
like
so.
a
Yeah,
vintage.
He goes, you mean like champagne? He goes, no, not like
He's trying
champagne.
to he's trying to find something.
Like a vintage, like Dom Perignon, like the year. He's like, what? No,
No, my name is Dominique.
my name's Dominique of the Year. Dom of the Year. No, not champagne.
I thought you would understand this.
He's like, Dave's like, oh, you mean like this? What? No. Dom of the Year. My name's Dom. And I'm the #1 of this year and also of last year and probably next year too. Dom of the Year. Oh, like
Now
a
he's-
like a finely aged champagne. No. My name's Dom of the Year. All right, Dom of the Year it is then.
In his head, he's like, man, Dave is stupider than I thought.
He's just sitting there like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Champagne? I'm a person. What are you talking about champagne? I'm a
My name's
man.
Dom.
I'm Dom of the Year. Dom of the Year. What are you talking about, Dave? All right. Okay. Sorry, Dom. Anyway, can I get back to this pizza? Yeah, I'm going to stand right here talking to you, but you do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Better and
But
better,
no,
sooner
just
and
you're
sooner.
just Dom, and every year it gets better. Nothing to do with champagne. Name.
No.
But if you want to do that on champagne, that would actually work, like a vintage.
Produce, I make music.
Okay.
I'm a chef as well.
And then he's like, Dave, you're interrupting my pitch. You're completely like, Dave, you're concentrating on the wrong thing. I do music and food. Why are you talking about Dom of the Year so much? I'm trying to tell you what
about the name. Let me plug.
Yeah. He's like, I produce, I cook, but your name's Dom of the Year. Yeah. Yes. My name's Dom of the Year. Stop asking. Yes. It's Dom of the Year. Now let me tell you why I'm here. I'm not here to tell you my name. You know my name. Dom of the Year. Yeah. Dom of the Year. He's going to go full Mitch McConnell. He's going to freeze. He's going to get so frustrated. So, Dom of the Year and Dave are having this great convo.
They've been sitting for a bit.
Oh, yeah. Dom has himself a bite,
He has
too.
no slice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dom's going to have a bite because what is
I mean,
Dave?
Dave doesn't like Parmesan, so he might
Maybe
as well
Dom
give it to
does.
Dom of the Year.
He's
Yeah.
like, you're Dom of the Year, right? Yes! Yes, I'm Dom of the Year.
I used to make these. So you said 6, right?
I saw it 6'4", which isn't great for me, no.
Yeah.
But
I'd
again,
say
it
6.
it looked better in the case. It's like Best of Boston and all this stuff.
Okay. You just heard somebody off camera say, oh my God, I love you, right?
Oh.
Here comes the money, though. Look what's happening over here. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
That's the owner of the store.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Dave,
Yes.
enjoy your pizza as any customer, but
Okay. Enjoy your pizza as any customer. I think that's going to go well, right? It's probably
I mean, I gotta guess he's gonna hear what the score is.
I don't appreciate what you do coming in and judging a business with one bite.
Well, we do more. Is this your spot?
This is my spot.
Oh.
I hope you enjoy your pizza, but I don't appreciate what you do to small businesses.
Well, I help. The good news is
I
I give
don't
you
see
a
it that way.
terrible score.
He didn't even have to tell him the score.
Wow.
He didn't even have to tell him.
I thought that was gonna come in like,
No.
oh, what's your grade on pizza? 6.4. Oh, fuck you.
No, dude. He just saw Dave Portnoy and he was like, let me give that guy a piece of my mind right now. I don't know why. He's like, Dave Portnoy, that guy with that huge audience of people who are extremely loyal to him right outside of my business. Let me go tell him he sucks. Like,
what a weird thing to get mad at him for.
Very strange, especially of all things. There's plenty to get mad at Barstool for. But of all things to be like, I don't like the fact that you don't support small businesses. Dave's like, what? Like, that's that's literally the only one Dave hasn't heard.
Not even that. The reason, like, how dare you judge a pizza off of just one bite?
Wait, it's not even, and he's like, but it's not even just one. He takes more than one bite. That's the whole joke. It's multiple bites. Don't worry about that.
That guy. Well, Dom of the Year, can I ask you?
Dom of the Year still hanging, by the way. Dom of the Year isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
What was his problem?
Like,
I'm actually helped so many small businesses. This bit, now I can say peacefully, this pizza's trash.
I did say I used to work here.
Like,
Dragon pizza's so good.
try it. Try it. Tell me it's good.
I've tried it before.
So like this whole thing now is going on.
Great.
Now there's
Oh
now
my
there's a
God.
happening, right? Now he's meeting more fans. Okay, now you want to guess
The
what?
whole town is out for this.
And guess what? The owner's not done.
Good.
It's like maybe the worst score I've given in a long time, and then the owner came out as an asshole, so
I feel like
it
you
actually
don't like
worked out.
floppy.
I don't like floppy. I don't like
It's gotta
floppy.
be crispy.
Has
Yeah.
to be crispy.
Be a little clearer. Move on. Don't stand in front of my business.
Let me be clear. Fuck
Let
you.
me be clear.
Fuck.
Okay, now we're good. Let me be clear.
Get the fuck out in front of my business.
Fuck you.
Don't
It's a
fucking
public
whole
street.
fucking
Oh my God, this is so Massachusetts.
It's so Boston. It's so perfect.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Dave has that. I just bought my $500 million company back for $1 energy, and it's just like, fuck you.
Fucker.
Yeah, but
It's
this
a
is my
public
business.
street. This
You can-
ain't your business.
Yeah, but this is my business. And if you
Fuck
stay here,
you.
I'll call the
Fuck
fucking
you.
police.
He's right across the street. Go get him. What are you gonna tattle me off for standing on a public street?
Just being a fucking
Your,
bitch.
your shirt's 6 sizes too small, fatso.
Just go fuck yourself and the whole fucking platform you're on.
Oh, you don't like the platform.
You're a joke to me, dude.
You know what? You're
Take-
making.
I love whenever anybody like picks their words right in the heat of the moment. He instead of just going, "You're a fucking joke, dude." He goes, "You're a joke to me, dude." Like, okay, I mean, to you, I guess. All right, isn't your shirt 6 sizes too small?
I hope I wasn't being clear enough. Maybe I wasn't clear enough before. Get the fuck out of my store.
Making a
Fucking
joke.
show and your fucking game and go somewhere else.
Blah, blah, blah.
I
By the
guess
way,
what?
I've raised $50 million for small business.
You're all talk, dude.
50
You're all
million?
talk.
Was that all talk?
Yeah, kind of like that New York Times article.
Here
breaking
we
down.
go. Here we go.
I mean, this might as well be happening at Fenway. This is like, oh, Mr. New York Times over here. Oh, here we go.
And these are two really good trash talkers too. Like the guy is holding his own.
He is holding his own, but Dave is, I mean, this guy is a principled person, but Dave's clobbering him. He called him fatso and told him his t-shirt was too small. There's no coming back. Plus, factually, this guy's way off. I mean, he goes, "You're all talking." Dave's like, "I raised $50 million for small businesses." And the guy's like, "So?"
I'm just talking about hating.
Just
Hating and
hating.
trash talking and being right is different.
100% with you. Two all-time haters right here.
Too small.
I don't care. I
Lose
work
some
hard.
weight.
You're a fucking joke.
You work hard?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you, like,
That's also like,
Portnoy.
that's
You
10
started.
101. Here's the thing. You know how in sales, he who talks first loses? In an argument, he who stammers first loses, because there ain't no coming back from a mocking. If you are arguing and you went, you're done. That's it.
What?
Oh, what? What did you say? Oh, you can't cut your tongue? Okay, get it out, can you?
Shut up.
so full of shit, dude.
How? Tell me how.
You're a fucking clown.
How?
I run a business. I work hard.
I sold my
provide jobs.
business twice. 100 million, 400 million, bought back for $1. That's a clown?
Everything since I got in this business that you represent is an embarrassment.
Like
to this
what?
business.
Like raising 50 million for small business?
Everything.
Name
Everything.
it. Name it.
Everything.
You haven't
Name
named
it.
one thing. You haven't named one thing.
I make pizza.
By the way, that's awesome. Everything. You're not saying anything.
It's great.
It sucks,
You're
actually.
a fucking joke.
Name one thing. Name one thing, asshole.
I've given up too much of my time.
All you've said is everything. Name one thing.
You're a fucking
Name
joke.
one thing. Clown.
I love $1 million worth of game.
The best.
That was an amazing return.
I love $1 million worth of game.
I don't know.
Dom of the year, just after all that, immediately jumps in. $1 million worth of game is my favorite podcast. Okay, Dom, who's talking about that? Dom of the year just coming in with this hot take. Hey, I love $1 million worth of game. All right, okay.
Cool, dude.
Tell me how.
You're a fucking clown.
How?
I run a business. I work hard.
I sold my
provide jobs.
business twice. 100 million, 400 million, bought back for $1. That's a clown?
Everything since I got in this business that you represent is an embarrassment
Like
to this
what?
business.
Like raising 50 million for small business?
Everything.
Name it.
Everything.
Name it.
Everything.
You haven't named one
Everything.
thing. You haven't
Everything.
named one
I
thing.
make pizza. It's
Thailand.
great.
It sucks.
You're
Thailand.
a fucking joke.
Name one thing.
Because I spit hot fire.
Name one thing, asshole.
I've given up too much of my time.
All you've said is everything, Name one thing.
My favorite
You're
part
a
coming up.
fucking
Name
joke
one
to me.
thing.
Here we go.
Clown.
I love $1 million worth of game.
The best.
The best.
Yeah, he's right on it, too.
I like how Dom of the Year just slides right back in like mid-convo.
It's great people.
This guy ain't great. You work for that clown?
Like, Dom of the year is just like, let's get back to the stuff that I was talking about here. Like, Dom of the year totally spaced out while all that was happening. He has no idea. And he's just like, I love $1 million worth of game, but I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself. It's like, did you just see me get into a huge argument with the pizza shop owner?
Let me look him up on Instagram.
Who, Dom of the year?
Yep.
Did you know him? He's a piece of shit.
There he is again. He's back out there, and Dom of the year.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, but let's talk more about what I got going
This
on.
guy's a real fucking piece of shit. I am. I'm minding my own business doing.
Look at that. Flipping him off for the selfie.
Review.
This is me posting you, telling you to
Oh, you're posting me, buddy. Yeah, let's do it.
Of course, like this frat bro is just like, Dave, can I get a selfie real quick? I actually had to pull out my phone because I forgot to zap him to my computer, but I do have the post. That guy decided to tweet out.
Okay, the photo that he took.
Yeah. Let's see. Did it go through? Did it go through the right one? Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'll get to it in a second.
Yes, let's do it.
I love soba. Oh my god, I've never met anyone.
Dom is still right there.
Even though I'm.
So now everybody's going and getting their selfies and stuff. Dom of the year is still.
Wow, thank God it says bad pizza. Dom of the Year.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Beth.
So there you go. He just leaves
Dom's
it,
reveling in it.
leaves it
his
on.
Instagram
Oh, you want
page.
pictures?
Yeah, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And Dave takes pictures. Meanwhile, let's see if I can get you. Here is. Here's the selfie that guy took. It's all smudged up and stuff. It says, fuck you and the stool you came in on. Get it? Dave douchebag. Your show sucks. You suck. And you truly are the classless tool I thought you are. At Barstool Sports. This guy's kind of a legend, too.
It's a very, very strong opinion of Portnoy that I don't think most people would have, aside from like maybe if you don't like Portnoy's politics or something like that. But like,
honestly,
oh, this is great.
Yeah, he posted this sketch. The Somerville Dragon Pizza Somerville posted the Dragon Pizza sketch artist account of the visit, and that's a sketch of him flipping Dave Portnoy off and Portnoy eating his pizza. See, he posted that too. Honestly, you know what the pizza owner sounded like?
What?
He sounded like you last week talking about Oliver Anthony.
Just not knowing. I mean,
just like deciding, like, I'm just against this. I don't even know what it is.
This guy.
Yeah. And then, of course, like the comments. Seriously, why are you wearing such a small shirt? Is one of the comments. And then this one is just Dom of the Year with a goat.
Hey, look, everyone's gonna remember Dragon's Pizza now. That's great advertising for him.
It's a great advertisement, especially, let me tell you who this is good for. People who like parm. Because even though the score is not that high, it's like if you like parm, it's probably a great slice.
It's probably like an 8.5 if you like.
If you like parm, yeah, I think so. And the locals seem to like it. Those ladies that walk by said it was very good. So that's what's going on in Somerville, Massachusetts with Dom of the Year. And then let's see, I had it up somewhere. Oh yeah. And then this is what's going on in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
So Morgan Wallen, I want to say. Yeah, Morgan Wallen had a concert at the baseball field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I think part of, country has gotten even more popular than it used to be in recent years. Like country is really having quite a moment. And part of that is going to be some of those country roots are going to be hitting every single city across this great nation of ours. And that means we're going to see ladies fighting by the porta potties. See, I don't know what the argument is about. But it starts. Oh, they're in each other's faces. Oh, shoving. And, she was just trying to drop a deuce. She was just like, oh my God. Now they're in trouble because the porta potty door's open. Oh, they're all three in. Now this woman's like, hold my beer. Literally, hold my beer.
Literally hold my beer.
Cowgirl is still, I mean, you got to feel like such a dick in Pittsburgh wearing a cowboy hat while you're in a porta potty that a fight is also happening in the porta potty that you're not involved with. Like, why do I have to wear this stupid hat? So this cowgirl's she's got her pink boots on and everything. She's trying to escape. Whoa! She didn't realize she's the Dom of the Year of this video. Like she's her own massive star because of this. But see, the fight is happening. I can't tell if this lady in the black is trying to break it up or trying to get some licks in. I can't really tell for sure. This guy over here, I guess he must be an employee, is like, don't worry, ladies. I'll come and save the day.
Let me get in there.
Yeah, don't worry, ladies. Okay, now see this, hot dog, this is what you got to concentrate on. This woman in the blue boots, this is a real cowgirl. She comes in and it's like, oh, we're fighting? Oh, nobody told me we were fucking shit up. Oh, okay, let's go. Watch this action. Watch how she comes to action. She comes in, oh, instantly pulls the hair. She's dragging. Let's go, swinging. Kick it. Got you out of there, going right back in. Now you're next, bitch. You see her try to shove her into?
One today.
Oh, no, she was like, not today. She tried to shut the door. She's like, no, you're staying in there, bitch.
Yeah, at one point it became a casket match.
Oh,
That's my favorite part of the video.
I'm going to lock you in. Look at her. She's stomping her into the porta potty. Kicking a mud hole in her like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Boom, you're staying in there. Oh, and now this lady pulls her out. Now she's on the floor and look at her. You know what that face is? I just wrote a check that my ass can't cash. That check is going to bounce right off this cement floor. This lady is in a lot of trouble right now, and she realized that argument that she had outside the porta potty was not worth it. Okay, are we cool?
Other people trying to sneak in so they could take a shit.
Yeah, I just had to drop a deuce real quick. I also love that we're all assuming that everybody using those porta potties definitely shitting. Like everybody in this video is there because they gotta take a shit for sure. Okay, this guy is trying to stop this girl from going in. Blue boots over here is checking the porta potty for any more trouble. Anybody else looking for a fight?
Any more ass I got kicking here?
Yeah, anyone in this stall looking for an ass whooping? Because I'm handing them out free of charge. Yeah, baby. Now, I believe she says my daughter. So I think this could be a mother-daughter combo going on here. That if that's true, it's one of the greatest bonding exercises that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like this mother and daughter, to have an adult daughter that you can go to a Morgan Wallen show and you can just start beating bitches up outside the porta potty. Like, that's a connection that is never going to be broken. Never.
Tell me anything else that could bring two family members closer.
I'm racking my brain right now. I'm about to Mitch McConnell freeze. I can't think of a thing, not one thing that would bring families closer than this. I also love, like, this is, I love moments like this where she's like, see, because that face it's still this rage, but in that rage, see, she's trying to justify why under any situation it was acceptable for her to get into a brawl at a porta potty. Like, there is, you have to understand, she started it. What else am I going to do? Oh, just the best. If I'm Morgan Wallen right now, I'm like feeling like the king. Like, this is what the emotion that I draw out in people. This is why I write my music. This is why I do it. By the way, ladies, if anybody wants to get into a brawl, the porta potties are around back. Let's go. That's my favorite moment when she decides, no, I ain't done yet. Not yet by a long shot. That girl is vicious. Yeah. See? And then the other girls in the porta potty right now going like, oh, at least I'm okay. At least Get your ass back in that porta potty. Get your ass back in that porta potty. She saw that door open and she saw two more. No. You locked that door. I don't want to see you come out of that stall until I'm off the premises. And then, as you can see, the rules of the porta potty match is the entire body has to be in, and then you have to shut the lid. And then you have to tip the porta potty over. Yeah. Oh, I'm tipping this thing over. I'm tipping a porta potty with you in it. Get in there. Get in. That's a cowboy boot, by the way, that she just stomped her in there with. Oh, and porta potties are so gross. Like, you don't even like stepping on them. Yeah. Imagine not only sitting on the floor of a porta potty, but it's rocking because of all the physical altercation going on in it. And somebody, and while it's happening, somebody's stomping a mud hole in you. It'd be the worst. Oh, kick in the face. Mom throws her out and sends her right to the floor. She's like, well, I did not wake up expecting this. This right here, this is where you zoom in on the face and it goes, the voiceover goes, you're probably wondering how I got here. I love the world. I love the world we're in, hot dog. Things are good. Things have maybe, after looking at everything we looked at tonight, I would argue that things have never been better. I mean, isn't it great? Is healing. Isn't it great? Isn't it fun to be able to be alive in 2023? It's just the best. You're guaranteed a good scrap every week. I'm so glad I have children that I'm just like, look at the world that's in front of you, my darlings. It's just fun. No matter where you go, fun stuff is happening. Hey, let's go. Beautiful world awaits you. It's incredible. Like, hey, kids, let's go hang out outside some porta potties. There's bound to be an altercation here. Hey, let's watch this politician. He might just stop working. Hey, let's watch high school. Go to pizzeria. Let's watch high school football. Maybe one of the teams won't even be a high school. And yes, hot dog, when you and I were growing up, the best we could expect to find at a pizzeria was just good pizza. Now, you might see the owner cursing out an entrepreneur and a guy named Dom of the Year just hanging. It's a world full of wonders. I want to sign Dom of the Year to a deal with Notsam right now. I don't know what that deal looks like. I don't know if it's for his cooking, producing, hosting. I don't know what it is. You could have him take my place. You wouldn't be mad. Would you be mad? Would you understand if you tuned in? I get it. If I said no link this week, bro, and then you turned on YouTube and you just saw Dom of the Year in the hot dog box, would you go, yeah, I'd probably make the same move? If you said the hot dog box has been outsourced, yeah, and then I saw Dom of the Year, oh, God, I'd be like, all right. Hot dog, I outsourced your box. To who? Dom of the Year. Yeah, all right. Okay. Just talking about other podcasts that he likes better. Yeah. Here's the thing about Dom of the Year. I'd go on one of my rants, and he'd be like, I love $1 million worth of game. I go, all right. Okay. All right, Don, thanks for No, they're great. They're great. He's like, no, I know. Did I tell you about my name? You know, it's because my name's Dominique. No, I know. All right. Okay.
I do music.
Okay. Good to know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to guarantee an interaction with the show. Every super chat gets acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. This is how we do things. Every single super chat gets acknowledged. If you're interested in that Bishop Sycamore story, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. At some point, I'm sure I'm going to be taping an interview with the producer of that doc who had to chase down our pal Roy Johnson wearing some Dior shorts. Roy wasn't wearing the Dior shorts. Meech was the producer. And they were good-looking shorts. I'm going to talk to him about the shorts for sure. Don't worry about that. Make sure you're
got style.
Yes. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit like on this video. We drop clips from the videos throughout the week, shorts, the whole thing. You can also go to the Notsam Wrestling YouTube channel if you're into wrestling at all. Make sure you're subscribed to that. At this point, we're dropping at least 2 podcasts a week. That's the average lately. And we've got a new Notsam Wrestling merch drop that's going to be happening soon. So be on the lookout for it, okay? Let's get to these super chats. Antonio De Rosas, happy 19th anniversary of your 21st birthday for next Wednesday, Mr. Roberts. That's why you got so confused trying to figure out what it was the anniversary of, huh? You were just like doing math. And
trying to do the numbers.
On such an occasion in Australia, it's customary for one's wife to awaken her husband with the best oral treat imaginable. Cheers to that. Hot dog, I need 2 Qantas tickets booked. I need to head over to Melbourne fast.
That's
Ben Grass. Hey, buddy. Thanks for the great shows to Sam and Hot Dog. I'm really curious about the origin and meaning of the Lonely theme / brand. Why the Lonely Friday? And why the loneliest show? Thanks, guys. Look, dude. Take a look. I mean, have you ever seen anything so lonely in your life? Does it look
creepy Chucky doll that you've added to your collection?
I mean, the closest I have to human interaction is Hot Dog on a monitor. Hot Dog, it's not even human interaction when Hot Dog's actually in person, let alone when he's on a flat screen on the wall, you know. But we're taking the same way Justin Timberlake wanted to bring sexy back. Hot Dog and me bring lonely back. All right, we take ownership of it.
It's empowering.
Exactly. Because neglect becomes our ally.
Yes.
Neglect becomes our ally. Yes.
I was going to say, when this show's over,
right?
Sam doesn't go up to his family. The lights turn off in the Not Sam studio, and he just waits there until the next podcast drops.
That's right. That's right. I just wait here for more content. It just goes like I'm just gone, you know. I go and then I just sit here, and it's like this for a while, and I just wait, and then eventually somebody turns the lights on, and I go, "What are we talking about, guys? What are we talking about?" It's great. It's a really good time. Six Crow, thank you for doing a show every week. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Six Crow, the pleasure is all mine, buddy. By the way, thank you for producing it every week with your Super Chat contributions.
We appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you. Bo knows zombies. These schools aren't trying to get them to the NFL, but are trying to get them to D1 schools. Understood. But the only reason to go to a Division I school is to go to the NFL after. So, I mean, okay. All right. I might have skipped the middleman. PHWOFL, old people don't need to be clear-headed. They need to be isolated and studied so it can be determined what nutrients they have that may be extracted for our personal use. I'm not against that. You know, I'm not
a little psychotic.
I'm not necessarily against that, though. I mean, is there a way that we could take from the old what the young need to stay young? I'm not against it. I might be against it a few years from now, but I'm not against it now.
Maybe we can drink their bloods instead.
If that's where the nutrients are. I need to know that that's where I'm not just going to try wild things like that. Geemer 3x3. Why do you not allow Montone to promote his podcast on your satellite radio show that you do? the only talent in the room, and you cowards silence him.
Coward.
Yeah, there is no such rule that you speak of. I'm not 100% where that information is coming from.
I'll speak and say that Jim and Sam are threatened of Montone.
That's right.
They're leaving next year before Sirius replaces them forcefully with Mike Montone.
Forcefully. Yeah. Now you will get out or we will put you out. It's going to look like that porta-potty brawl. I'm going to be like, no, I'm staying in the studio. And Sirius is just going to drag me and throw me to the cement.
That's Mike Montone versus the entire Jim and Sam roster.
100%. 100%. And guess what? Montone wins every time.
Yep.
Brother Fluff Salisbury. Maybe Mitch is playing freeze tag with the Flash. Maybe we didn't see the Flash, right? He comes in, he tags him. Mitch McConnell knows. Six Crow says Fez is greater than Mitch McConnell. That's true. Sometimes Fez would freeze up. Sometimes Mitch McConnell would freeze up. But when Fez was unfrozen, he was incredible. Mitch unfrozen sucks. So, B Herb, F, Mary, kill for Sam. Thin Bob Kelly, fat Bob Kelly, old Bob Kelly. Okay, this is gonna surprise you. Okay, I'm going to kill Thin Bob Kelly because Thin Bob Kelly really felt entitled to a lot. This is a very sexy guy. This is a guy who has everything he needs to just conquer. And I don't need that kind of energy around.
Are we talking about Thin Bob Kelly right now or Thin Bob Kelly in the 90s?
Old Bob Kelly is an option. So I would have to imagine.
Old Bob Kelly is sexy Bob Kelly.
Do you find Bob to be sexy? Because don't forget.
Well, 90s.
No, Bob had a sex. Oh.
See what I mean?
Not old Bobby as in Bob is old. Old Bobby as in previous Bobby. Okay, great.
Right.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to kill previous old Bobby. I'm going to F fat Bobby because he'll work harder for it. And I'm going to marry thin Bobby because he has achieved a level of enlightenment and appreciation for life after everything he's
There
been
we
through.
go.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Jordan Williams says, this reminds me of Kumia yelling at callers. I guess, yeah, Portnoy does have that energy. Bono Zombies. Yo, hot dog, did you get your fudge rounds, playa?
I did get some a couple of days later, and they're like not 25 cents anymore from what I remember from my childhood, which is insane. It's inflation is crazy.
Biden inflation.
Biden inflation is killing us.
Yeah. You know why they don't cost 25 cents anymore? Because everybody used their welfare checks on them.
I did cash mines in beforehand. I said, do you use EBT?
Like old dirty
EBT?
Like old dirty bastard.
Yeah.
Poodlerific, you planning any Halloween decorations in your studio? I mean, my studio kind of always has. There's
what kind of question is that?
Yeah, Leatherface is a permanent install. Chucky is a permanent install. I mean, you know, Michael, I don't know if you can see Michael Myers there below Rey Mysterio. That's a permanent install. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been insane. It would have been insane if you said, no, I haven't gotten around to it. And then you did a fucking wide shot.
Yeah. I mean, this is Halloween based stuff and wrestling stuff is kind of what I love to have around me all the time. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do anything specific for Halloween. You know, I did see
spooky sism.
I did see that there's a spot that for like $500 you can get a full scale replica of Nubbins, which is the corpse that the character in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 walks around with. That's supposed to be the run over hitchhiker, I think. You can get the corpse and just kind of have it. So I might get that for the studio. That'd be awesome.
My wife, kids ask, well, like, eventually they're going to ask, what's with all this creepy, scary stuff?
I mean, there's the thing. Like, they know. First of all, like, they ask so many questions now about t-shirts that I wear. Like, on Apple TV, the last movie that you bought shows up on the menu automatically. So, like, even if they're not watching these movies, they're still seeing, like, the cover art for, like, Terrifier 2 and stuff like that. And they're like, what's the deal with that creepy clown? I'm like, well, you know, it's a movie. It's what I like. What can I tell you? And then somebody named Anthony had a message retracted, but it's still a super chat, so I still acknowledge it. Hey, I appreciate you guys. This has been a super fun one. Carly J says, I would actually give Sam a super chat if I thought he was being serious with that Bidenflation comment. If you turn on Sam Roberts Now, the loneliest show on the internet, and your expectation is to get a serious comment about literally anything, you've made a horrible mistake. Nothing on this show is ever intended to be taken seriously. Ever. So that's right. Do you think if I wanted a show where the stuff that I said was meant to be taken seriously, I would have a box with hot dog in it right here? Is that what somebody does that's trying to be taken seriously? Have a box, literally the whole show, that hot dog is in? That's not how people get taken seriously.
It would undermine every single point that you ever made on the show.
I could say the most brilliant, genius, philosophical, politically motivated thing, and then hot dog would just be over there going, and it'd be like, this show has to be a joke. So no. Now, if I got Dom of the Year in that box, that might be a little different.
Now you get philosophical, Sam.
Because I go like, you know, Bidenflation and this and the country and that, and you have to understand the economics of this and what's really affecting this. And then Dom of the Year would go, I love that podcast $1 million worth of game. And I go, okay, that's a good show, too.
Right.
That's a good
Great show, dude.
Yeah. You know, I used to cook, right? Yep. Yes, I do, Dom. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I appreciate you guys. Hey, everybody, have a great one. You got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. And hey, remember, I'm going to cheers with you later.